Hey there, McAllister with Toasty DIY, and today we're going to be going over how to play the One Piece trading card game. I'm going to be going over this pretty fast, so if there's any unique rules, you might have to look up, but I'm going to try to give you the brief in as short a window as possible, so let's get into it. I'm going to be playing the Straw Hat Luffy red deck and the Sakazuki black deck. When you look at any leader card, you'll see right here that it'll be usually themed in one color, or two colors currently. These multicolored decks use two different types of cards, but single colored decks like red Luffy here can only use red cards in the deck. Every deck consists of one leader card, 50 normal cards, aka anything that's not a Dawn or a leader, and then a Dawn deck, a 10-card Dawn deck. On a leader card, you'll see their powers in the top right. You'll see their activate ability or any special ability they have is written right underneath that, and then it'll say leader and their name and any keywords as well as their life on the bottom of the card. Whenever you're starting a game of the One Piece trading card game, you have to do rock, paper, scissors to decide who goes first, or if you're just playing with a friend, decide who goes first. There are advantages to going second and going first, and it depends what kind of deck you're playing. So with that being said, once you've decided, you'll draw your first 5 cards. You can choose to mulligan your hand or keep it, but you can only do this once. I'll just go ahead and for the sake of this, keep it, and you'll notice once I hit keep, 5 cards are going to fly out from each deck. Keep. These go right over here above your Dawn deck, and these are your life cards. When these hit 0, you do not die. You die the next hit that you take that you cannot block. For the first turn on both player sides, you cannot attack. So they're very simple turns. In this case, we take it in order. The game starts with a refresh phase, where you take all the used Dawn and rested Dawn, you put it back in the cost area. Then you go into your drawing phase, where you draw a card and draw 2 Dawn. And then you go into your main phase. So we'll start here. It's already refreshed since this game does it for you. We draw 1 Dawn because we're the first player to go, so we only get 1. And then we can pick to do something with it. Let's see. We look. We have Kobe. He's a 1 cost. And it says here that you may trash a card from your hand to KO up one of your opponent's characters to a cost of 0. Currently, since Luffy has nobody out and I want to keep this ability, I'm not going to use him right now. I'm just going to go ahead and end my turn. Now it's the start of Luffy's turn. He would refresh all of his Dawn. That's already done because the game does it for you online. He'll draw a card, he'll draw 2 Dawn, and for the rest of the game, every time the Dawn phase comes up, or the draw phase comes up, you're giving yourself 2 Dawn. So, we can look here and see that he has Cotton Candy Chopper here. We'll go ahead and deploy that. It will spend 1 Dawn. So you see that went to 1, and then he's grayed out. He cannot attack on his first turn, and we cannot attack on our first turn. That would be the end of it. However, I am going to play 1 more Chopper because having blockers, in my opinion, is always good. And we end turn. Now it's Sakazuki's turn again, and this is where the game starts proper. You can draw a card. Every turn they start, we draw 2 Dawn now, so we have 3, and we're allowed to attack this turn. So we'll look through and see that we have a Suro here that can be a blocker, so we'll go ahead and deploy her on this side, and now we look to see what I have options of. You can attach Dawn, which as you see it says your turn plus 1000. So if I click on this Dawn, I can put it under Sakazuki, and for this turn he is now a 6000 attack unit. I go to attack, and when I do, you'll notice I can't pick either of the choppers. So the only person that can be attacked if they're not active is the leader. So I've started an attack, and the attacks have a kind of a resolution, which is you start by checking if there's a blocker. Now you see right here he can block with Chopper. If he wants to do that, they can. I will clearly take out Chopper because 6,000 way beats 1,000. However, attackers do win tie, so it's important to note that if you don't want to get hit, you need to make sure you beat it by at least 1,000. So we'll go ahead and say he blocks with Chopper. We'll resolve that attack. I kill 1 Chopper. He takes no damage. That's all I can do this turn, so I end my turn. You'll notice that all of his Dawn resets. Chopper is now able to attack. He draws a card, gets this right here. He draws Dawn, so now he's forward. And let's go ahead and play just a basic card like Frankie. Awesome. Frankie can't attack this turn, but Luffy can. So we'll go ahead and attack, and he'll swing at my Sengoku. Or not Sengoku, Sakazuki. Because Luffy's swinging and they both have 5,000, I technically lose this. I can use Suro as my blocker, but I don't want to do that. Instead, I'm going to show you the other way to block an attack, which is in the counter step. A lot of cards have a counter total on the right of them, or on the left side. You see here? We've got counter plus 1,000, counter plus 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So any of these cards can be used as a counter, and it costs me nothing. I don't care so much for T-Bone, so I'll go ahead and drop T-Bone. In my trash, it raises Sakazuki's power up to 6,000. It does not mean I do any damage to Luffy. I just prevent from taking any life damage. So we resolve the attack and end turn, and now we go back and forth until one of us can land an attack. For the sake of making this a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and play Momoga after I draw my Dawn. Cool, and we're going to go ahead and attach Dawn to him, and I'm going to successfully attack this time. So I'm going to attack. Let's say he had no blocker. Let's say he had no way to resolve and fight me back on this. resolve attack, what's going to happen is a card from this life pile is going to go into his hand. Some cards have what are called trigger effects, like this one does here. When a trigger effect is on the card and it gets drawn from the life pile, you can immediately play it. Some decks have it where it's like if you draw this card from life, immediately play it. In this case, the Diable Jamba has KO one opponent's blocker with a cost of 3 or less, which would have taken out my Suro, but sadly he didn't draw that from the life pile. He drew that from the actual deck, so that doesn't trigger. So no trigger effects. And now let's go ahead and end my turn there. At this point, you're really set up to go play the game if you want to go ahead and play. The only thing you need to know is just what certain keywords mean, so let's go over those. So Dawn X1 abilities, you'll see like Jinbei's card, require you to attach a Dawn like I've done right here. And now when Jinbei attacks, your leader or one of your other characters get a plus 1,000 as well. But because Jinbei's first turn is here, we can't do that right now, but that's what Dawn X abilities mean. There are abilities like this one on Sakazuki right here, which are Dawn 3 abilities, which mean that I have to rest 3 Dawn in order to activate this. But if I do, I can trash one of the cards from my hand and KO somebody with a cost of 0. Sengoku here, and when I play him and I have him attack, he would -4 from somebody, so I could attack Frankie. And even if I didn't kill him, I could rest 3 Dawn and then delete him because his cost would technically be 0. In other decks, you have things like Dawn minus abilities, like this one right here on Shanks is Dawn -3, which means that you would literally take 3 Dawn that are out and you have to not rest them, but put them back in the deck. So you have to get them back by either redrawing them normally during your draw phase or by playing cards that have abilities to bring out extra Dawn. So that is what purple does a lot of the times. And at that point, I think there's really not much left to say about this game. It's pretty simple. Just keep attacking until somebody has 0 life left and then hit them one more time and they're dead. As far as it goes, any special rules, we didn't deal with stages. Stages are special cards that get set out and they will allow you to essentially keep them on field and occasionally use them. Each character can have their own stage card. We can only have one. So for the Straw Hats, it's the Thousand Sunny. There's one for Dressrosa, which is the Coliseum. So when a stage card is out, you can just activate it to do its little special ability or read what it says. The other kind of cards are event cards, and they can be counter cards like this one is here, or they can just be normal event cards that let you do things like, attack somebody for extra damage or apply it to a character for more than, the normal amount of Dawn you'd get. However, any card with this red tag counter can also be played when getting attacked. It's not just that side little counter on the side. You can use this or this when you get attacked. That being said, that's really all there is to it. You just need 1 leader, 50 cards, and a 10-card Dawn deck, and you're good to play. Just make sure all your cards match your leader's color type, whether that be purple, black, red, blue, or green. I hope this video helped and was really quick. I'm hopefully going to cut this down to be as succinct as possible, but thank you all for watching and have a good day.